Okay, fine. Hi all. Am I audible? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes,
Okay, perfect. Okay, and you guys can see my screen as well, right?
yes,
Okay, fine. So it's 7 now, and I think we can start. I don't want to waste time of you guys in order to wait for others to join. Okay. So, a quick introduction about myself. I'm Mohammed Tanveer Khan. I have over 10 years of experience in IT industry. Okay. And data warehouse, ETL. These are my primary area in which I have worked. And SQL, Unix, Python. These are my primary key skills. I work for various MNCs in finance domain and have delivered sessions on multiple technologies like ETL, SQL, Big Data, Hadoop, uh, uh, among various MNCs and on-site like Italian, UK guys as well. Okay. So this was all about me. Okay. So the session we have planned like 7 to 8 a.m. Okay, and generally this goes for 2 weeks to 2.5 weeks. Okay, so and the main purpose of this session is to make you understand what is database, what is data warehouse. Okay, let me open that agenda if I have. Okay, it's not there. I need to download it from there anyway. So that is the main agenda: data warehouse, database, and ETL. And from interview perspective, and also for those guys who are working in a live project and they're facing challenges to understand, okay, what's the flow of ETL, what's the flow of data warehouse, database projects. So that's the purpose. Maybe like this course will help them. Okay. So thanks a lot for all those who have shared introduction with me. I have got an idea like what is their expectation. Okay, and I hope you will get benefited. So whatever it may be. So now coming to my way of teaching principles on which I teach. Okay, first of all, try to make the session interactive. Okay, ask as much question as you have in your mind. Don't be shy. Okay, don't take this session as a very formal session. Take this as a casual session. Casual in the sense, don't make formalities, ask questions. Don't think that this question might be silly or in another way. Okay, ask questions. That's the one thing I want. You are free to ask me questions after session as well. You can ping me, you can call me, you can drop in me an email. Okay, and few of the participants they have asked about that like do you provide job support as well? So yes, job support in the sense like I can share with you the openings. I have few recruiters in my connection. Okay, so I can share your resume there, but the thing is you have to crack the interviews, you have to cultivate those skills which are required, guys. Okay, so this is all about me and about my agenda, and I'm not in a hurry, in a rush that I have to finish this syllabus in 2 weeks only. No, if it is required to go for 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks, I will extend this. I will stretch this. Okay. So, and I'm not going to charge you anything extra for that. Okay, because teaching all those things is my hobby, and I don't want to take this an overburden to just rush through the slides and all those things. No. Okay, and whatever topics I will treat you, I will try to correlate those things with the live project on which I have worked so far. Fine. So, okay. So shall we start now, or before starting, any question, any clarification anyone has, please let me know. Okay, fine. Then all
No,
good.
nothing. Nothing.
Okay, fine, perfect. So, hope my screen is visible, right? Okay, fine. Okay, before that, let me open an Excel sheet as well. Okay. So first of all, many people like they get confused with database, data warehouse, and ETL. Okay, and I do understand they are not exactly same. Okay, but again, they are not totally different. Okay, they all are related to some extent. ETL, data warehouse on database. Okay. So first of all, let's go with ETL. So ETL will be my main agenda. Okay. Data warehouse and database will come on that path and we will discuss that as well. Okay. I will try to cover all the related concepts related to ETL, data warehouse, database, structured data, unstructured data, data lake, and all those things. Okay. If apart from this, if any other topics come to your mind, you can share with me that then we please let us know about this as well. So I will try to cover that. But from my understanding and from my experience, I have covered most of the topics. Okay. So first of all, why ETL? Okay. Before that, what is ETL? Okay, that's you have to understand. Okay. So ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. I hope you all might know this. Okay. So ETL stands for extract, transform, and then load. Now the question is, when you are going to face an interview, the first question will be why we need ETL? What is the need of an ETL project? Okay, that's what you have to understand. You're working an ETL project, but you don't know why the organization have this ETL project in their bucket. What is the need of this project? How does ETL project they are getting benefited from this? You can see like most of the organizations they have one or the other ETL project, right? So what is the need of this? Okay, so that's what we have to understand. Let's start with a simple example, guys. Okay, I have started a restaurant. Okay, I have started a restaurant, and maybe the first location is Delhi. Okay, and I try to understand this scenario. Okay, because I will try to correlate this with the live ETL project, how it works. I have started a restaurant in Delhi. It is going on well. I'm earning good profit. Everything is perfect. Now, then I thought my friend suggested me that Tanvi, your restaurant is working perfectly. You are getting good profits in Delhi. So why not expand this across country, maybe in Kolkata or Chennai, Mumbai, Bangalore, and all those places. I thought that yeah, this is a good option. Okay. Then I opened a new restaurant in Gurgaon. Okay. And similarly, it was working perfectly. Okay. Then I started one in Noida, and then I moved to Kolkata. Okay. And then to Chennai and maybe Hyderabad, and then to Bangalore. Fine. Now, assume we have, let me take one more, Mumbai. Okay, so now I'm running restaurant in these 8 locations. Okay. Now I will ask few questions to you. So try to answer those questions and don't bother that, that the answer is right or wrong and whatever it may be. Okay. So try to answer whatever it may be. Don't think about that. Okay. Now I have 8 restaurant. Okay. So now I have to understand on a daily basis that what's the profit, how much cost is incurred, uh, what are the taxes I'm paying, what are the losses, and how much salary I have to give to the staff and all these things. Okay. So do you think is it possible for me to keep a track of all these 8 restaurants on a daily basis? Do you think is it possible for me alone to keep a track on these 8 restaurants on a daily basis?
No, no.
No. Then what should I do for this? How should I handle that? All these 8 restaurants, all these transactions should I get on a daily basis? What should I do, guys? Very simple question. Apply your common sense.
Maintain
Need to
some
maintain the
database.
data.
Maintain the data. Perfect. So how I will maintain the data? I have to align some manager there, right? Mhm. Correct. So
Yeah, every minute.
perfect. So I will hire one manager at each location. Okay, in Delhi there will be one manager, maybe manager D. Okay, and similarly in Gurgaon I'll be having my manager G, and similarly for other places I have to hire a manager N, manager K, manager C, manager H, manager B, manager M. Okay, these all managers should be there at all these 8 locations. Okay, then what I will do after this, I will create a Zoom call. Okay, with all these managers. Okay, with all these managers, and then Gautam, you there?
Yeah, yeah.
I think you're calling. All good.
Sorry.
I think I got a call from your number. Not sure it was you or it's okay. Anyway, no problem.
No, actually.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so I got a Zoom call. So I have what I have to do is I have to schedule a Zoom call with all these managers, right? I have to schedule a Zoom call with all these managers, and I have to tell them that the expectation from you guys is you all have to send me the transaction details on a daily basis, right? You have to send me transaction details on a daily basis. So all these managers are like a tech guys. They are very good in Excel and all those things. So they told, okay, fine, Tanvir, I will send you the transaction details on a daily basis. Okay, and it was agreed that they will send me by maybe like 11 p.m. Okay, on a daily basis they will send me the transaction details. Now the question is, uh, suppose Chennai manager told me, uh, Tanvir, we used to close shop by 9 p.m. Okay, try to understand the scenarios very carefully. Chennai manager told me, Tanvir, I used to close shop by 9 p.m. because in my area, my locality where we have opened that restaurant, generally people will not come after 9. Okay, they're conservative or there are some constraints by the government. So that's why we have to close shop by 9 p.m. Okay. So can I share those details by 10 p.m. because 9 p.m. the shop will be closed. Then I will take 1 hour to gather all the transactions and I will send you by 10 p.m. I told, okay, fine, no issues. So the Chennai manager will send me the details by 10 p.m. Fine. Similarly, from Mumbai, the manager who was in Mumbai, he told me, Tanvir, 11 p.m. is not fine for me because in Mumbai, the people's know like 11, 12, they will be coming to restaurants like a business area, commercial area. So can I send you by 1 a.m. next day? Means like 1 a.m. night, okay? So I thought that yeah, he's having a valid reason because maybe like people will be coming till 11, 12 p.m. So how he can send the transaction details by 11 p.m. It's not possible. So I agreed, okay, fine, 1 a.m. Okay. And the other restaurants, they are comfortable with this timing, 11 p.m. So we all agreed that okay, this is fine. All the other restaurants managers, they have to send me the report by 11 p.m. and the Chennai manager will send me by 10 p.m. and Mumbai next day by 1 a.m. Night only. Okay, he will send me. This is agreed. Now, what should be the next question? These all managers. So first step is agreed that they will send me the report. Step 1 is over. They will send me the report by all these times. What should be the next question? Suppose you are one of those managers. So what should be the next question you should ask me? Any thought?
Where to store the data?
Where to?
Store the data.
Perfect, perfect. Very good, very good. Where to store the data or in which format you want data. Okay, maybe the one who is at Chennai, he can tell me that Tanvir, okay, fine, 10 p.m. I will send you the transaction details. But yeah, in which format you want data? Format of data. So just write format, okay. You want in Excel, okay, or you want me just to send that in PPT, the high level numbers, or shall I create a video and I send you over WhatsApp or any other thing, okay? Or maybe like shall I make a dot txt file or a notepad, right? So all these things are possible, no? It can happen. He will ask me that Tanvir, in which format you want data? Tell me, you want in Excel, you want PPT or video or whatever it may be, right? So I thought that, yeah, this is a valid question. Then I thought that, okay, if you will give me in Excel, that will be easy for me. I can do a lot of calculations on top of Excel. Excel provides all the features, okay? So then it is agreed that we will go ahead with the Excel, and I communicated with to all the managers at different locations that, okay, fine, on a daily basis, you have to send me all the transaction details in Excel. Okay, you have to prepare Excel and you have to send me on that Excel format. Okay, this is the one thing. Now, so what should be the next question? Who will tell me? Next question.
What are all the data you want?
Sorry.
Types of data.
Types
manager,
of data. Perfect. This is also very good. Types of data. As a manager, you will ask me that means what all types of data, or you can tell like nature of data you want. Okay. It means you want just that sales data. Okay. Or what purchases means maybe you have to sorry, you have to buy raw products and all those things, so what will purchases, maybe you have given some taxes, okay, salary to a staff, or sometimes no, like in restaurant the food will get wasted, okay, so how much wasted was there, so maybe there might be some other buckets as well, so consider like sales, purchases, tax, salary to staff wasted. So you can ask me that Tanvir, what all nature of data you want, you just want sell, purchases, taxes, salary, or maybe you can ask that, okay, you just want profit data, or maybe like you can tell that, okay, you don't bother about all those things, so just I will calculate the net profit and I will send you that. Okay, that's what you can ask this as well. Okay, then what next?
Now all the data is there, so we need to like work on the next step,
What should be the next step?
like to calculate based on all the files we got from every location.
No, before that there's one more step you have to think. Just think, there's one more step we are missing. Okay, suppose to no, not suppose, this is actually today is 1st December 2021. Okay, and the manager at Chennai location, he has sent me the all the transaction details, all the transaction data. Okay, now tomorrow 2nd December 2021, manager will ask me that, Tanvir, suppose now we are standing on 2nd December 2021. The manager will ask me that, Tanvir, I have sent all the data, whatever you are looking for, maybe sales, purchases, tax, profit, everything on 1st of December in an Excel sheet. Okay, fine. So maybe like he has created an Excel sheet and he has given this date as 1st December 2021, and he has given all the data. He has marked here Chennai restaurant. Okay, he has given all the data, suppose 1, 2, 3, what weight maybe. Okay, fine. Now he asked me that, Tanvir, okay, so what's the format you want? First December, I gave all the transactions. So now on 2nd December, you want me to create in a new sheet like this, or you want me to append on top of this again, that on the 2nd December, these all are the transactions, right? This might be one of the question that you want, or you want here segregation, right? Okay, this is of 2nd December, and this was of 1st December, something like that he will mention here. So he has to ask this question as well, that you just want the incremental data, the data of each and every day, or you want to see data from the starting. Sometimes it happens. I'm interested to look that I can do the comparison, right? On 1st December, what is the total profit? On 2nd December, what is the total profit, right? So you can ask this question as well, that what means you want incremental data. We will discuss what is incremental data and all those things, or full data. Okay, this is again one thing you can ask. So now we have seen the holistic view, that what all might be the questions which you have to ask, the incremental data or full data. Now, so these all are done. We are agreed that you have to send me the report by 11 p.m., 10 p.m. and all those things. Format of data is also agreed. You have to send me maybe in Excel format, and type of data. This is all data I want, and incremental or full. This is also agreed. Now everything is there. Now I got all this data. Okay, I'm getting all this data in an Excel on a daily basis from all the different eight locations. Now 8 locations data is there with me in an Excel sheet. Now I have to calculate profit. So it means I have to do some calculation in the Excel on a daily basis, right? And again, next day I have to do some calculations. Now, if I have to find that what's the total percentage profit increased month by month, maybe I'll be interested that how much tax I given last month and how much tax I'm giving this month. Maybe I wanted to know that how much salary I had given last year, and how much salary I'm giving this year, how much revenue has increased, what's the percentage increase or percentage decline, okay, in which location, which snacks or sweet is getting more popularity, right? So I have to understand all these things. Suppose I have in my restaurant Delhi, samosa is a very famous snacks, but do you think the same samosa will be famous in Bangalore? I don't think so. In Bangalore, people don't prefer samosa much. If you maybe like those who are from Bangalore, if you know this, so they'll prefer there maybe like idli, dosa, vada, or many other rice items are there, chitrana, pulogre, or many other things are there. So I have to understand the taste of the customer as well, that which snack is getting famous in which location or locality. It doesn't mean that if samosa is very famous in Delhi, then I should start selling samosa in each of these locations, right? So I have to understand each year. So I have to go at the grain level, maybe like sweets. Okay, in Delhi, rasmalai is very famous. Maybe same rasmalai is not famous in Chennai, right? Maybe people prefer something else. In Kolkata, rasgulla is famous. Maybe same rasgulla is not famous in Mumbai. So same way, I have to understand the taste of customers and the snacks which is famous in which location, and as per that, I have to modify my my catalog, right? So far, everything is clear, or do you have any question, guys?
No.
Okay. So from all these things, so what I was trying to tell you is from a simple restaurant example, that if you're running a chain of restaurant, so you have to understand all these things. You have to hire a manager. You have to keep a transaction, keep a record of transaction. So all these things. Now, on top of all these things, I have to find total profit, right? Maybe I have to calculate a revenue. I have to calculate a loss, and many other parameters are there. Now, for this, again, it is a very tedious task for me. I do understand that I have received the data in Excel sheet. I have all the data, but I have to do all these calculations on a daily basis. So again, what I will do, I will hire someone who is very tech guy. Okay, I will tell him that okay, I'm getting data in an Excel sheet on a daily basis, and by day it is getting accumulated. A lot of data is there. It's becoming very difficult for me to handle. I have to calculate multiple measures, like what is the total profit, increase in profit, percentage profit, year over year, what is the total revenue, what are the losses I have incurred, how much taxes I have given. So it's becoming very difficult for me to manage all those things. So what I will do, I will hire a tech guy, okay, and then I will tell him that what you have to do is create a database, create a table, and dump all the data which is in Excel from the Excel to a table or database. And then from there, whatever requirement I have, you have to calculate those things and then tell me that how my business is performing, so that as per that I can change my policies, I can change my rules and regulations, and so that my business can behave in a better way. So this is the need of ETL. This is where ETL comes into picture. Okay, extract, transform, load. Extraction means you have seen here that I was extracting data from all these sources, right? I have hired manager at Delhi, Gurgaon, Noida, Kolkata, and these all managers are extracting data and they are giving data to me on a daily basis. So that is what extraction. To understand how your business is behaving, so first of all, you have to extract data from multiple sources, from different sources. That is what extraction comes into picture. We'll see in depth about extraction. Okay. Then the next is transformation. Transformation is nothing but the business logics. Suppose here I want to calculate the total profit. So I have to apply some formula here. First of all, I have to calculate profit in Delhi. So to calculate profit in Delhi, first of all, I have to find the total expenses. Then what are the total charges, or what are the salaries I have paid, what are the taxes. Then I have to minus assets, minus liabilities. Then I will get the profit of Delhi. Similarly, I have to find a profit in Gurgaon, Noida, Kolkata, right? And then after that, I have to find a cumulative profit, right? So from this way, I can understand what is the total profit I have made. So that is what transformation. I'm applying some transformation logic. I'm applying some calculation to understand a certain parameter. Or you can take some other example as well. Whenever you're getting your salary, sorry, your bank statement, you will find there the total simple interest, the compound interest which you have received in a period of time, maybe quarterly or half yearly or maybe in annually. So how that is possible? They are doing some calculations at the back end, right? And then on top of the calculations, you're getting that number. So that calculation is nothing but the transformation. Okay, what you're applying, or the formula, or the business logic. So this is known as transformation. So the first step, you have extracted data. Okay, and then you have to apply some transformation logic, some business logic on that. Okay, as per the business need. So maybe like you might remember that in your project, you have the call with the business stakeholders. They will tell you that, okay, I want this kind of project. I want these all numbers to be shown on the project. So what is that? So as per the requirement of the business stakeholders, you have to apply some transformation logic. Okay, so that is known as transform. And then load. So once you have got the data, suppose I with the tech guy which I have hired, I told him that I want total profit, revenue, loss, and maybe like percentage increase or decrease in profit or revenue, loss, whatever it may be. I want this on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis. So he has done all these things. So once, so finally I have the number of all these parameters. So then I will load this in a final table, or the fact table, that is known as load. So once you have done all the calculations, you have to load the data or the number in a final fact table. And after that, you can show this on report. That may be like OBI report or any other report, Tableau, Power BI on which you are working, you can show on that. So this is the final end product of any Etl project. So on this report, you can see how your business is performing, how it is working. Maybe like, and you don't like the big short guys in any company like CTO or the other guys, okay, portfolio manager, the fund manager, they can understand how the business is behaving. And as per that, they can change the rules and regulations that, okay, fine, this particular business is not performing well in this particular region. So let's change this. So this helps them to understand and change the protocols of the business. Yeah. So this is the main reason of any ETL project in any organization. Okay, extraction of data, transformation as per the business need, okay, and then load. So this was all about very high level. I told you about ETL. So, and why I have mentioned all these things, we will see this down the line. Any question on this, guys, so far? No questions?
No, no.
Fine. So why ETL? The first reason is legacy system to new system. So sometimes what happened that in an ETL project, what they will do is maybe they have all the data in Microsoft SQL Server. Now we have multiple databases, Microsoft, Oracle, Netezza, Teradata. These are all multiple databases on which you can store your data. So sometime you might have heard that I'm working in a migration project. Okay, in our organization, migration project is going on. So what it means, migration project means you are migrating data from one database to another database. Okay, there might be some reason for that. Okay, maybe the previous database is not able to handle the data. Maybe the data has grown, like you're working billions of records now. Okay, so that's why you want to move from one database to another database. So that's what legacy system to new system you're moving. So you want to migrate data. That's the one reason where ETL comes into picture. Next is business sense. Business sense is what I have mentioned now. The business stakeholders, the big shot guys in the company, CEO or CTO or any other guys, they want to understand how the business is performing. So in that way, they need ETL project. They have to get the data from multiple sources. They have to apply the logic, and finally they can see on the report that how business is performing. So this is another reason for that. Data quality, of course. This is very, very, very important. If the quality of data is not good, you will not get the correct number how the business is performing. Okay, how it is working. So you will get incorrect number on the report, and maybe you will draw some incorrect conclusions, and maybe that can make a bad impact on the business. So quality of data is very, very, very important. Is there where ETL testers come into picture, and like the job for ETL testers is like anything these days, because the data is going to rule the world at least for the next 10 years. You can see the portfolio of data analytics, data scientists, okay, data analyst. So this all works on data. If the quality of data is not good, data analytics cannot do anything, data scientists cannot do anything. So that's why ETL testers are in big demand these days. We will see down the line that as an ETL tester, what all validations you have to perform and all those things. Okay. Meaningful information from ETL project, you can draw some meaningful information, what I have told you earlier. So you can see the numbers on the reports, and from those numbers, you can understand that how your business is performing. Future decisions, the last one. So based on those numbers, you can make a future decision that how you have to mold your business, where you have to do some changes, and where you have to do some rectifications. So these are the very high level 5 important points why we need ETL in any organization. Any question guys on this, or you want to add any other point if you have anything in mind which I might be missing? Okay. So then we have different sources of data. So let's start with extraction. So first of all, we'll start with extraction, then we'll move to transformation, and then loading. So from extraction perspective, and if you're working as an ETL tester or the business analyst, so first of all, you have to ask your business stakeholders that what are the different sources of data. Okay, because as an ETL tester, you have to test at each and every point. Okay, end-to-end testing. Nowadays, if you're going to attain the ETL testing, no, so they will ask you that do you have the experience of end-to-end testing? It means they are expecting you to start from the file level validation until the report level validation. Okay, so the first question should be different sources of data. You can ask me that tech guy. Let's see the example of this tech guy. Okay, I've hired a tech guy here, I told you. So first of all, he will ask me that Tanveer, from how many sources you are getting data, right? So I will tell that, okay, I'm getting data from 8 sources. So this is about the different sources of data. Gather data sources, data acquisition. So first of all, you have to understand, you have to talk to the business stakeholders that what all different sources you have, from which all sources you are getting data. In one of the project in which I was working, we used to get data from 16 different sources, okay, 20 different sources. So from there, so first of all, so if I'm getting data from 20 different sources, so first of all, when I will receive the data, I have to validate that the data from 20 sources are coming there or not. Maybe the data is coming from only 18 sources or 19 sources, then that's an issue, that's a defect. Okay, so first a point is you have to understand your data sources. Okay, next is nature of data. Okay, nature of data may be like you have a structured data, you have unstructured data, in which format you want in Excel format, you want in .cc format or .txt format, or directly in some database. Okay, that's the next one you have to understand. Organized data, unorganized data, structured data, and unstructured data. So generally we have two kinds of data, a structured data and unstructured data. So as your SQL, you all might have heard about SQL. So SQL stands for structured query language. Why it is a structure? Because that works on structured data. So data, whatever we are seeing these days, that name, information, and all those things, they come under structured data. Then what is unstructured data? Your audio, video, image, files, and all these things are unstructured data. We'll see in detail about all these things, what is unstructured data. So your SQL language could not handle this unstructured data. And because of this, you have a concept of big data, NoSQL, MapReduce, MongoDB, Kafka, and all these things comes into picture. Because earlier, maybe like before 2010, most of the data was structured data. But now you can see most of the data are unstructured data. You just go to your WhatsApp, you can see a lot of videos, audios of Facebook, all those things. You cannot store these things in your Microsoft SQL Server or Oracle database, right? Because these are unstructured data. Your Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server, they can handle only structured data. A structured data means like my name, my address, my phone number, my account number, all these things are structured data. But suppose this training session, it's getting recorded, so I cannot store this recorded session in that Microsoft SQL Server or Oracle SQL Developer, right? Because that is unstructured data, right? But these days we have to process that. You might have seen, just take example of YouTube. Okay, if I'm interested in politics, so I will get a session of politics video only. So how it is happening? If you are interested in sports, you will get a session of a sports video only. So how it is happening? Because they are analyzing your behavior, that which what kind of video you like. So they are processing those data. So maybe they're storing somewhere, right? So that's what you have to store audio, video, image, and all those things. Then only you can understand the behavior of your customer, right? And because of this unstructured data, nowadays you have those technologies of big data, MapReduce, Hadoop, and you're like MongoDB, HiveSQL, NoSQL. So this is the reason these all technologies came into picture to handle the unstructured data, because SQL language, it cannot work on unstructured data, because the name indicates S stands for structured query language. Okay, so these are the two buckets of data. Any question on this, guys? So far, any question? No? Please ask me if you have any confusion. Okay. Now, this is all about ETL. The first step is extract data from legacy systems. Here might be legacy systems or any other data sources. Okay. So first of all, you have to understand that from what all areas, what all locations, how many sources you have, from where you have to extract the data. That's the first question. Okay. The next is clean the data to improve data quality and establish consistency. Once you have received data from multiple sources, then you have to clean the data. What's the meaning of cleaning the data? We will see that down the line. But cleaning the data means if there is some bad data or the quality of data is not good, so you have to remove that data. For example, okay, just take a simple example. My shop at Hyderabad, okay, on a particular day, maybe today, he has sent me that, okay, I have sent 10 samosa, 2 rasmalai, and all those things. But he has not sent me the total cost. So do you think that's a benefit for me, or something is missing, or is it fine? Do you think that that's complete? What's your opinion?
Incomplete data.
Incomplete data, because he has just shared that number of items what he has sold, but he has not given me the amount, the money, or what he has earned. So I will get confused. The price of samosa in Hyderabad may be different in Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata, right? So that's why that data is not complete. So for me, that data will be a bad data, because I cannot enter the values based on my assumptions, right? So that will be considered as a bad data for me. So just a simple example of bad data I have told you. There are a few more examples. We will discuss that. Okay. Once the data is cleaned, you have applied the transformation logics. Transformation logic means the calculations. Okay. If I want total profit, I have to apply the formula of profit. If I want revenue, I have to apply formula of revenue. Okay. And transformation logic depends from business to business, from project to project. Okay. I do understand there are few logics which are same, like SCDs, deduplication, normalization. So these are same, but again, this depends from business to business. And this is a very common interview question. Tell me one very generic transformation logic which you have used in your project. Okay, so you can tell that that depends from business to business. If you remember some logics, you can tell that okay, I have worked on this formula, this logic. But again, you have to check that that is not confidential of your business, so you should not tell them. Okay. And next is load data in target database. So once you think the data has been cleaned, so you applied the logic, data is very good, it's a creamy data, then only you have to load data in your target database. Okay, now I have a question. Why I'm telling that once the data is clean, very creamy data, everything is good, then you have to load in target database. Why? What is the reason for this? Who will tell me? Apply your common sense, just whatever answer you have in your mind, not an issue. Don't bother that's correct answer or incorrect answer. Whatever comes to your mind, just tell me. Why I'm telling that I want the full and final and the correct data in the target database. What is the reason for this?
So we will be
Because
getting a correct reports accordingly. Then only we will be able to get a exact correct reports.
Perfect, perfect, very good. If the data is not correct, if the numbers are not correct, then you know the number that those numbers will be shown on the report, right? And I will get incorrect numbers and the business will get confused. And this has happened once in my project. What happened? We have loaded the data in target database. We will see that what is target database, what is the staging and all these things, guys. Okay. So that will come down the line slowly, slowly. So how I proceed my session is like right now I'm standing at 10,000 feet, then slowly I'll come to 9,000, 8,000, and slowly we'll see the grain of the system. Okay, so don't bother that tell me what is target database. So we'll see all those things. So yeah, if the data is not correct, so what happened in my project is we had already data in target database, everything was fine. We have shown the number on the report, it went to the business stakeholders. Okay, when they analyze the number, there was a huge difference of billions, okay, in the total asset. And the business got confused that how is it possible that the asset has increased by this number of billions? Okay. But they were having an idea that no, this is not possible that the asset can increase by billions in just 2 days, right? Then they came back to us. They have raised this production issue that there is some problem on this numbers. Please check that. And when we have done the analysis, we found that the number was sent by the source team was incorrect. Okay, the number which the source team has sent to us, that was incorrect. Then we have raised a issue again to the business, to the production, to the business, that this is not our defect because the same number we have received from the source team. What we can do? Suppose consider the example of this Hyderabad location. Okay, maybe one day he has given me that okay, we have earned 100 rupees total profit. Okay, and next day he is saying that I have earned 1,000 rupees. So it is difficult to digest that. How is it possible that one day you have earned only 100 profit and next day it became 1,000 profit? Okay, it's difficult to digest, right? So in the similar way, the source team. So here, who has done the mistake? That mistake, who has done? Is it the tech guy who has done the mistake, or is it the manager who has done the mistake? What is your opinion? From 100 to 1,000, whose mistake is this?
Issue from the source side.
Source side. Okay, so do you think tech guy is not responsible for this?
maybe it can be his defect also, like from his end also.
From whose end? Sorry.
The managers, like the one who is
Managers.
calculating.
You are correct. So I am also with you guys that manager has done this mistake. How is it possible that one day he's showing the profit as 100 and the next day it went to 1,000? Of course, he has done some mistake and we have done the root cause analysis. Then we found that, yeah, this was a mistake of manager. And then he agreed, yeah, that was done by mistake. Actually, this was not 100, this was 110 by mistake. I have entered 1,000. Everything was settled down. Okay. But my question is, okay, I agreed that the manager, this is a mistake of Hyderabad manager. But my question is, don't you think that it was a mistake of that tech guy as well? If you think that, yeah, this is a mistake of technical guy as well, then how? And if it is not the mistake of technical guy, then how? Any idea? Anyone? See, the reason why I'm telling this is a mistake of technical guy as well. I'll tell you the reason for this. You see, if you are a technical guy, okay, and you are involved in testing as well, suppose take from that perspective, then you have to analyze the data. You have to apply checks at each and every level. Okay. If there is a variation, there is a concept of variation testing. If there is a variation, you might see if I have applied this concept here 100 to 1000. As a tester, I should think that how is it possible that it went from 100 to 1000? So if I have applied this logic in my testing test case, it would have caught at that moment itself that, okay, how is it possible that the percentage increase from 100 to 1000? It's like more than 900% increase. How is it possible? So that's what, as a tester, you have to apply checks at each and every level. Once you have received the source file, you have to apply checks at that level as well. Okay, so if I have applied check at this level, that okay, how is it possible that from 100 the profit increased to 1000? I would have got at this level itself, and I went to the Hyderabad manager that please check the numbers. I think this is incorrect. How is it possible that the numbers increased from 100 to 1000, right? And he would have rectified at this level, and the number on the report might be correct, right? So that's why, as a tester, you cannot blindly assume that the numbers which are coming from source is always golden source. The numbers are coming correct. No, you have to apply checks at each and every level. You have to validate the file. Is this, you guys, you understood this point, what I'm trying to make you understand? So as a tester, if you're working or in any Etl project, it is not like I'm not bothered what the number source is giving. No, you have to write your test cases which should check or we should validate, we should test at each and every level. Hope this is clear. Right, guys? Any question on this? No questions?
There
Yeah.
is one question,
Yeah.
while we are doing as an ETL testing, so do we get all the data in a raw format, like as you mentioned, like we'll be checking with each location and we'll be like clarifying whether it's 100 or 110 or something like that.
Okay, yeah, let me come to that. So take the example of a practical ETL tester. Okay, so first of all, you will get it up from this 8 sources on a daily basis, maybe an Excel file. Okay, so you have received data in Excel file, they will give you in raw. Okay, so generally these sources, they will not do any calculation. Generally it happens, they will not do any calculation. But in few projects, they used to do calculation as well. But in most of the scenarios, they will not do any calculation. They will give you raw data. On top of the raw data, you have to apply your transformation logic or the business logic. Now, you might tell me that in my project, it has been agreed with the business or the source team that the data which will be coming from the sources will be golden data. Golden data, it means all the data are correct. We don't have to bother about that. Okay, it happens sometime. But still, your system should apply some check. This is a simple example I have told you. Okay, one more example happened in my project. What happened is they have given that the number of shares they have sold. Okay, but they have not mentioned how many shares they have sold. So again, that's an issue, right? So I have to apply check that if the number of shares is null, that's an issue, and I have to get back to the source team that okay, you have told that I have sold some shares, but how many shares you have sold, right? So like this kind of checks, these are the functional checks you have to apply, and you have to check with the source team. Is that clear?
Yes, so like it depends on the business requirement.
Yeah, it totally depends on the business requirement, but as a tester, you must apply checks as means at most of the places. That's your responsibility, because ultimately what happened, you have shown a wrong number to the business, right? And again, you are playing a blame game that this is not my mistake, this is a source team mistake. But ultimately what happened, the business stakeholders, they will have a bad remark in their mind that okay, the number which is coming on the report is not correct, maybe this can happen in future as well. So it means their confidence level will not be that much good. So that's why it's the responsibility of tester that at each and every level you have to apply some checks, that if there is any mistake that should be caught and you should raise a flag. Yeah, here's a mistake. Okay.
And when you say checks, like what exactly you mean there? Like
Check means the test cases. Okay, it's like
okay,
you should
okay.
have bodyguard at each and every level. Okay, like you might have seen when when there is a meeting of PM or Home Minister or any other big ministers. No,
Hmm.
there are multiple checks. There are multiple security guards. So your test cases should be like that. Okay, that your test cases should check at each and every gate, at each and every level. Okay, and it should raise a flag. We'll see that how what are the possible checks you can apply. I have this slide. So we will see with the source files, so what are the validations you have to do, and in control M and the staging layer, we'll see all these things. Okay. Okay. Any other question, guys? No. Okay. Fine. Perfect. So this was very high level. I told you about ETL, what happens in ETL project, and as a tester, what are your responsibilities. So the crux of the story is, as a teammate or in the spirit of project, okay, we should not play that blame game. Okay, as a tester, it's our responsibility that if there is any issue, my test case should be able to catch it. Either you're doing it manually or you're doing that on automation perspective. We'll see all those things. I'm not going in that part as of now, but it should catch that immediately. Okay. Just a minute, guys. I'm coming. Just a minute. Okay, so fine. Now let's move to the next slide. So ETL layers, okay. So a staging layer, then you have integration layer, then you have access layer. What is the staging layer? What is integration layer? And what is access layer? We'll see it. A staging layer is the first layer in any ETL project, okay. And in most of the project, it is known as a staging only. This is also known as dumping layer. Why? Because take the example of this restaurant. From that restaurant, we have 8 restaurants as of now. We are getting it in Excel sheet on a daily basis, and we have hired a technical person. Okay. Suppose the technical person name is Raghu. Okay, Raghu is a very tech guy. He knows all the things that how to load data from Excel sheet to any database, how to do the SQL queries, how to do the transformation logic, and all those things. Okay, he's a very smart guy. So he has received data from all the 8 managers in the Excel sheet. Okay, now after that, what he has to do? Anyone? He has received data in Excel sheet. After that, what he has to do? Who will tell me? Any idea, guys?
Extract the data into staging layer.
He has to load the data of that Excel sheet in a database, right? And he will not apply any logic there. I will tell you why he don't have to apply any logic. Okay. So what all data he has received in those 8 different Excels, he will load that in the database. Okay. And that is known as a staging layer. And he don't have to apply any logic, no logic, nothing. Directly, he has to store that in a staging layer. You may ask me that why he don't have to do anything. There are reasons for that. Okay, we'll come to that. But in few projects, it happens that when you're loading those raw data from Excel or any other format to the staging layer, you have to apply some basic checks as well, basic validations. But we'll see that. Okay. But generally, what happens? You have received data from different sources, so directly you have to load into the a database, and that is known as a staging layer. And generally, in the staging layer, nothing happens. Okay, you're not doing any transformation logic and all those things. Now your data is in a staging layer. Now on top of this, you're applying your transformation logic, your business logic, your formulas, and all those things. Then the data will be moved into the integration layer. This is a very important layer. Okay, this is like you went to a restaurant, okay, and the waiter came to your table. So this is the staging here. So there you will tell him that, okay, I want this biryani, I want Manchurian, and I want chow mein and all those things. So you are doing those transactions. This is a staging layer. Then that waiter will go inside the kitchen and he will give that menu that, okay, that particular customer, he want all these things. So now that the chef in the kitchen, he will start cooking. So integration layer is the kitchen. There all the logics and all the things, all the formula, everything will happen in the integration layer. So this is the very, very, very important layer. And this has to be tested very rigorously. Okay, you have to check each and everything here, because if this is not correct, data is not as per the formula, so the numbers which will be coming in the final layer, access layer, will be incorrect, and ultimately on the report you will get incorrect numbers. Okay, and once the dish is cooked, then again the waiter will serve you on the table, right? So this is the access layer. So this is all about different layers of ETL. So you can get a question that what are the different layers of an ETL, typical ETL project. So we have three layers: staging layer, integration layer, and access layer. These are the generic three layers. In some project you have direct staging and access layer, they will skip integration. Okay, it also happens, but in most of the project you have integration as well in between, and generally in the complicated project we used to keep integration layer as well. But if someone is telling you that now I have only two layers, that is also possible. In few projects they will skip this integration and they will do all the cooking in this access layer itself. Okay, you might have seen a roadside restaurant, okay, where you are ordering the food and they immediately they are in a small vehicle, right? You might have seen they will keep their those all those things and they will start cooking in front of you. That is like an access layer. Okay, fine. Now let's move to other slide. This is extraction, transformation, unloading. What is happening here? These small buckets, what you're seeing, no, these are the different sources. Okay, here I have shown you only three sources, but there are no restrictions on that. This totally depends on the project to project basis. So these are the different sources from which you are getting data. So it's like extraction. I've extracted data from multiple sources, then I am dumping this data into the staging area or the staging layer. Again, I'm repeating, generally in the staging layer, no logics, no formula, nothing. Just directly you are dumping data into the staging area. After staging, you have to apply your transformation logic and then you have to load data in your data warehouse. Okay, you have to apply formula here and all those things. And then after that, everything is fine, everything looks good. Then you have to show this on the report. It might be your OBI report, Power BI, or any other format. Okay, then that will be shown on the report. Any question here, guys? Anyone?
I have a question here.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, your voice is coming. It is not audible fully. Can you please
Hello.
come close to the mic? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
So before loading the data into the staging area, is it necessary to cleanse the data? Because after loading the data into the staging area, we are applying transformation logic.
Correct. Very
So
good
if the
question.
data is inaccurate, and we on top of that we are applying transformation logic, it may lead to error figures, right?
Correct, correct. You're totally right. That's what I think I have mentioned earlier as well. Okay. In some of the projects, we are directly dumping data from sources to staging. And then in staging, after loading data in staging, I will cleanse the data and I will apply, just cleanse the data. I will not apply any logic here. I will cleanse the data. What is data cleansing? We will see that. Okay. I will cleanse the data. And once the data is clean, then on top of that, we will apply the transformation logic. In some of the projects, before loading data in a staging area, it means here, they will cleanse the data and then they will apply in a staging area. Now, you may ask me the question that what is the reason that you are not cleansing here in some of the projects and they're directly dumping data in staging here? The reason is they want to keep a track of all the data what you have received, because if you're cleansing data at this layer, no, so you might lose those data and those data will not be available for you. Maybe in future, if you want to do some analysis on that, that will not be available. So that's why in some of the projects, the data what you have received in the source, you will load into the staging and then you will apply, you will cleanse the data. And then on top of that, you will apply some transformation logic. So both cases are possible and both happens. That depends from project to project. Okay, what is data cleansing? We will see that down the line. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, yes.
Okay, any other question, guys? No questions? Okay, so I think it's 8 now. Okay, so you guys, maybe you have to go for your official work and all those things. So this was just a very high level. I've shown you that how ETL behaves and what's the need of ETL project and all those things. Slowly, we will see in each and every layer, that is extraction, transformation, loading, staging area. So what all things happens, okay, and what are the basic checks or basic validations you have to apply, and then we will continue in this fashion. Okay, so so is the timing fine for everyone, 7 to 8, or you want to want this to be changed to 8 to 9? Is this fine?
The 78 is fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7 to 8.
7 to 8 is fine.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, fine, perfect. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining this session. So please let me know about my pace. Okay, okay. First of all, is my speed is fine, or do you think that's too slow or too fast? At least any feedback about that, so that I can
Yeah,
modify
it's
that.
fine.
It's fine. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Fine. Then. Because we have freshers as well in this group, so I have to take care of everyone. Okay. So thanks a lot. Do share your feedback on the personal window or in the group as well. If you want, you can share feedback. So again, we will meet tomorrow at the same time. Okay. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please share the record session.
Yeah, sure. I will share that to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.